So darn excited to go shred with my friend Keely. It'll be a jolly good time. But while I have some place to vent and while I get ready, I need to talk about my freaking neighbors. They're literally...
Wait! Hold up!
What up, friends? It's your girl Hannah here. Well, future Hannah here. Old Hannah's gonna come back and talk to you guys a little bit about my crazy neighbor extravaganza. Oh my gosh, that hair, I'm terrified. But yeah, at the time I was going to do it with my first video, but it ended up being a longer talk through, so I decided to do a completely different video about just my crazy neighbor story. I have a bunch, but this is kind of the start off of it all. So back to past Hannah, here we go. They literally are delusional. Like, they are, like, I just honestly, let's get into it. I've lived here in my little apartment here for like ever since October. So I've lived here. I've been chill with my neighbors. I guess I've never really been chill with my neighbors. When I first lived here, things were chill. There's two neighbors that live by me. There's ones that live downstairs, and there's ones that there's like black under my eye. Bye. There's one that lives downstairs, and there's one that lives in the very front. In the front, there's like this family. And then downstairs, there's like a couple different people living down there. There's a mom and her two kids, and then a boyfriend and girlfriend, and then is there anybody else? I think that's it. There's 5 of them. Yeah, there's 5 of them. And they also have 5 dogs, which is totally fine. I like dogs. I like cats more. But of course don't have any issues with dogs, right? So I meet them, everything's really chill, and I don't know, the more I talk to let's just say, whoop, I didn't mean to say her name, but we'll say that the downstairs neighbor is named Beatrice. Beatrice, the more I got to know Beatrice was the one that had the 2 kids. The more I got to know, the more I just was like, what the flip? Like, she'd come into my little apartment all the time, and we'd hang out, and she would like, we would just talk about things. Like, she'd ask me about school, and her kids would ask me about school, and they'd ask me about just like normal things. And Beatrice, always whenever I talked to her, she would look in like the corners of the rooms. Like, she'd be like as she's having a conversation, she'd be like, so how's everything going? Like, completely would never make eye contact with me, which was so bizarre. I just knocked my little speaker over, but so darn bizarre. So one day I finally just asked her, I'm like, Beatrice, this might be weird, but how come every time I talk to you, you're always looking at the corners of the room? And she's like, honestly, I've never noticed that I did. And so I was like, all right. She's like, honestly, I do shoot up occasionally. She's like, I do shoot up occasionally, but I have my life together. Which, obviously, in the world we live in, there's a lot of people that struggle with addiction or just like things like addiction. I know a lot of people struggle with addiction, like especially in a time right now. But when she said that she shot up, I just was honestly kind of like, I literally responded the worst response. I literally said, we can't win them all. Like, that was so, I just was so honestly like taken back. But she was really chill. Like, she didn't give me any stressful vibes or any weird feelings. Like, she just seemed like a really nice person that was just really friendly. And I just am also somebody that's a nice person that's also very friendly to really anybody. But then this night came, literally. So Beatrice would always tell me about her boyfriends, she'd say. And this particular boyfriend that she talked to me about, I knew like he was familiar because she showed me a picture on Facebook. And so I'm getting home from work, and this guy is like in front of he's parked in the driveway, and he is just pounding like beer after beer, like chugging them by his car, like he's like hiding them by under his tire, right? And I obviously notice, and I recognize that it's the guy that Beatrice showed me on Facebook, but I don't think anything of it. I hurry and go inside. I don't say anything. I mind my business, right? Luckily I was with another one of my friends at the time, and around about like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, this guy, the same guy I saw, literally comes knocking on my door with Beatrice's son, which I'm chill with Beatrice's son, right? Like, they've come over, they've talked, they've asked me about school, like, they're a little bit younger than me, so it's not, like, weird, you know? But to come with this grown man that was being weird, like, first of all, he wouldn't stop knocking on my door. He knocked once, I didn't answer. Knocked twice, I didn't answer. Knocked a third time, I still didn't answer. The fourth time, he just kept knocking on the door. Obviously my lights are on, and I live I live in a more sketch part of town, you could say. And luckily my friend was there, like I said. So knock number 4 comes around, and I open the door and I say, well, can I help you with something? Because I'm obviously annoyed, right? I'm obviously annoyed. I feel like I'm a very easy person to read. Like, I was annoyed, right? And this guy, I was like, is there anything I can help you with? And he's like, honestly, he's like, I think I left my keys in your house. I think my keys are in your house. Sorry, my chair keeps squeaking. It's literally, it needs to be tightened so bad. But anyway, this guy asks and says, he's like, I think my keys are in your house. And I'm like, huh? Your keys are in my house? I said, your keys, with the question mark, right? Obviously. And he's like, he starts laughing. He says, ha ha ha. He's like, are you guys twins? To me and my friend at the time. Literally. He says, are you guys twins? Like, bruh, no, we're not twins. Like, who are you? Like, you know? And so we both answer, no, we're not twins. Like, you know, so uncomfortable. And obviously, Beatrice's son, I can tell, hopefully in his mind, realized that it probably wasn't a good idea for them to be knocking on my door. Literally. And, literally so weird. He finally, like, gets off my doorstep, right? I closed the door. It was so uncomfortable, right? Everything's fine, you know? Goes... My other friend at the time ends up going home, and, everything's fine. Everything's chilling. This creepy dude's car is still at my house the rest of the evening until about like 2 o'clock. But you know, it was chill. It was chill until 2 a.m. hits. 2 a.m. hits. And I just hear, I have like this like swamp cooler thing in my room, and like I can hear everything outside. I can hear literally everything outside going on. And I hear a loud crash at 2 a.m. And literally, my first instinct, or my first thought, is that this man, the man that had been drinking all day, or the one that had come to my door, like, not that drinking all day is wrong, like, I'm currently drinking right now as we speak, ha ha ha, but like, this man was not just casually drinking. He was literally like, he looked around the car and was like, was going hard, like so hard, which I was like, whatever, bro, you do you. But like, that's where my mind went. I was like, this dude just hit my motherfucking car, like my car, like literally, that's the first thing I thought of. So I go down immediately, and I go outside, and this dude is just parked in the driveway, and he hit my fence in front of my house. Literally hit the fence in front of my apartment, not my house. But as soon as I realized that he hit the fence and not my car, I immediately realized that it's 2 a.m. and I'm outside, and like I'm in like any distance from this crazy man, you know? And literally he rolls down his window as I'm walking back inside and yells, "Hey, oh my gosh, I missed the most important part of my story. Rewind. After this dude, freaking, how did I forget this part of the story? After this dude comes over to my house, I immediately text Beatrice. I say, because we're chill, right? I supposedly think we're chill, right? I say, honestly, I have no issues if you and your kids come over here to like say hi to me, or if you want to chat and hang out when I'm home. But like, it's not chill for some grown man looking at me creepily up and down and like saying that he lost his keys and acting crazy. Like, that's not chill. And she's like, I'm so sorry, like I was in the shower, like I had no idea, like I don't know why, like my son and him went over there, like I'm so sorry, pretty much. And you know, that was that. But then obviously the night went on, and 2 a.m. rolls around, and then we're back to where I was with the story. I hear the loud crash through my freaking swamp cooler, and I go downstairs. He hit the fence. I start walking back inside. He yells, "Hey, come here." Which I immediately respond and say, "No thanks, I'm good." Because I am just like too savage for like, that sounds insane, but like if anybody knows me, like they know that like I just like go savage mode, and like it's just unwell. Like even if I'm in danger, like it's not good. But I say, "No thanks, I'm good," and I keep walking to go in my house. So then, as I'm walking back inside, this dude, like, mind you, this dude, he has, like, face tattoo, like, was obviously, like, tweaking at my door. Like, no normal person would come to your door and say, my keys are in your house. I'm like, he's never been in my house before. Like, never, like, I've never even seen this dude before until today, right? And he says his keys are in my house and then immediately switches the subject to asking if me and my freaking friend at the time were twins. Like, changes it completely. Like, bro. Like, he was at least, like, I'm like 22 years old. This guy was at least like 40 or late 30s or something. Which, yeah, it was so weird. It was so weird. Anyway. I've still not finished the story. I'm honestly the worst storyteller around town. But, he yells, hey, come here. And I say, no, thanks. Savage mode. And then this guy yells, he says, ever call me a creep again, I'll come back here. Like, I'll come back here for you. My mouth's open because I'm doing my mascara, but it's also open because, holy, that's just insane. But, yeah, it just was so bizarre. Even to this day, I still see this weird dude's car. Beatrice still invites him over. I just literally actually ran into my neighbors that live in the front of the house. And so Beatrice is the one that lives downstairs. Beatrice, her 2 kids, and then the couple. And then the family lives in the front, right? So we'll call the lady in the front. What will her name be? It'll be Shelly. It will be Shelly. So yesterday, so mind you, this happened like, I don't even know, right when I moved in, pretty much. Right when I moved in October. So this happened, and, like, I just have kind of, like, kept my distance. I've been uncomfortable. I've kind of avoided them. Like, I'll say hi to them if I see them, you know. So literally yesterday, my neighbor tells me, well, no, rewind. Earlier in the week, I came home for lunch, and I ran into my maintenance man. His name's James. I don't mind saying his name. He's cool. He was honestly the coolest guy ever, literally. And so nice. And he's actually fixing this leak that was in Beatrice's apartment that's been there forever that I actually reported, which is totally another story. Like, anyway. So I run into him, and he's like, hey, like, literally the cops were here the other day, doing, like, what, do you know what happened? And I was like, honestly, I have no idea. Like, I wasn't even, like, I was probably sleeping. Like, I have no idea. Actually, no, I was at my other friend's house having a sleepover because we drank. So I for sure didn't hear anything. And, this guy says that, yeah, he's like, the police were here pretty much. And I'm like, that's weird. So I just remembered it, just kind of took it with a grain of salt. Because I just live in a more rural part of town anyway, and the police are kind of always around here anyway, because, yeah, it's just a different part of town. But, literally, I'm leaving my driveway, and my neighbor, Shelly, in the front says, you're not going to believe this. She has me get out of my car as I'm pulling out of the driveway and shows me her car. Literally shows me her car that has bullets, literal bullet shots on the side of the car, on the side of her car. And she's like, literally, our downstairs neighbors are drug dealers and they shot up my car, and I talked to the landlord. She says, I talked to the landlords and they can't do anything. She says she said that the landlord said that it's normal crime. Normal neighborhood crime is what they said. And that there's nothing that they can do. And I also come to find out that the reason that the police were even at my freaking house is because they were doing a raid downstairs for my neighbors. And Shelly is telling me all this, as I'm just leaving my house. My cats are going ham on this box. Hey! What are you doing? This is Daisy. You're so cute, Daisy. You're so crazy. Okay, sorry. Anyway, I just had to let that go while I got ready, but it's been a little stressful living here. Overall, I like my apartment and I like the living, you know, like I like that part, but like my neighbors are just something else. Like there's always something new, and it just, like, I signed my lease for a year. I'm gonna be stuck here for a year. Like, it's fine. It's fine. As long as my car, I guess, doesn't get any bullet shots on the side of it, I guess I'll be chilling. But until then, I'll be unwell. But literally, enough of this drama. Let's get into something fun. Let's get into some snowboarding action ensemble. Ooh, literally, cheers to that. I need that. We need some of this. Ugh. If you have some stressful neighbors, I'm so sorry. I know the feeling. But you know, all you can do is just take a deep breath, because I don't know what else to fucking